Brother Dale. This is Old Buck Dave. How you doing, bud?
I'm fine this evening. It's good to see you again, buddy.
Okay, let's make sure we're drinking decaf this evening here. This is a night show, so yeah, switch to decaf. Anyway, the big breaking news. Of course,
breaking news.
Breaking news. I hate breaking news, but we actually have some. Our YouTube channel is live. It's out there, and we've got our first video posted. We got our minute and 12 seconds of fame, where we talk about making the earth-shattering decision to go to leave Normalville and go to Sarasota for the winter. So,
well, I actually watched that thing about 5 times.
No, I'll tell you how many times you watched it. Let me tell you how many times you watched it. I just checked. We have 41 views. And I watched it twice, so that means you watched it 39. Don't tell me any different.
I mean, I laughed because it was just
because it's stupid.
kind of no, it's kind of the way we are. I mean, sometimes we have some fun.
We just the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. And so I kept looking at that, and I said, "Oh, my soul, he talked me into this."
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, it's out there, good people.
Anyhow, it's out there.
You want to check it out? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the liner notes here. But if you just Google Two Old Bucks YouTube, it'll come up. It'll be right there.
And what, from time to time we will be
adding
exploring other visual subjects.
Yeah. We got the whole world is at our fingertips here, buddy. So watch out. But, so that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. But I did realize it takes as much time to do a minute and 12 seconds of video as it does to do a half hour of an audio podcast.
A lot of work involved in that.
Well, if you recall, the first 2 or 3 times we had to scrap it because your neighbor walked around the corner and said, "What are you guys doing?"
Well, I mean,
my head was chopped off on another one, and so.
Anyhow, I mean, I guess
it was fun.
It's not. It was fun, but it's not as easy as it looks to even be as silly as it was. So
yeah,
maybe we'll get credit for that.
We'll need some credit. Yeah, we need some credibility. But moving right along, we had the big announcement. The Washington football team came up, announced their new name on Groundhog Day. And
I saw that.
I was disappointed that your choice didn't come. Monuments, that did not make the cut. And of course, the other names that we had sent in to us we had groundhogs, the woodchucks, the gridlocks. I like that one a lot, and the lobbyists. But they settled for the commanders, didn't they?
They did, and they did not elaborate on what the other options were. So
no.
Now, here's my question to you.
Okay.
My question is, you know how, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or now the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I see where this is going already.
There's some. Some teams that just have a certain one syllable.
Sure.
They have like a tagline. They don't say the whole. They don't say the whole thing. Like the Mountaineers are just the. What are the Mountaineers? Virginia Mountaineers.
The ears. How about them ears?
No. But there's a name for them. Like schools have little mascot things. So
right.
I'm thinking now, that's a long Washington Commanders, and the Washington Commanders are on the 10-yard line, and the Washington Commanders are on the 11-yard line. So you wonder where that's going. So I wonder how they're going to shorten that. The Washington commies?
The commies. The Washington commies. That's going to cause an uproar.
Or the comms. I mean, I bet you they do. They'll come up with something.
What if they recruit a Russian quarterback?
There you go. And his name happened to rhyme with begin with a P.
Tootin'.
We'll go unnamed here. You think about that. I think I saw something on one of the late night comedians. One of the late night comedians did that, and they caught on to the fact that was so long. They should have just left it. The Washington football team was just as good enough.
Just as good.
So we didn't win the selection committee, but We shall see how that plays
Yeah,
out. I
but
predict it's going to be
good.
interesting.
Yeah, but good luck to Vladimir Putin, quarterback in the Washington Commies. So watch out. Yeah. So
Watch out. So,
watch out.
oh, hey, Dave.
Yeah, I do.
There's you remember my prediction about the weather?
That we're going to
I
have
said
some.
weather. No, I said that no one's going to really pay attention to it until they
Oh,
start
until
canceling
right
canceling
until yep
flights.
yep. That's when global warming will get everybody's attention.
That's right. So next year you can forget on flying from January 12th to May 15th because the weather will be just too horrific to fly in. And then I think they'll start worrying about global warming.
And we'll,
So
yeah, good
see
point.
if
Good
I'm
point.
around long enough to see it.
Yeah, we've got this documented now. You're definitely out there.
What else is new?
You know, we've talked about the game Wordle, WORDLE, which you said you have no ability to play because you can't spell.
Because I can't spell very well.
No offense, but it's true.
Guess who bought that?
Guess who bought that? You know, what happens? We tell the world about Wordle, and 2 weeks later, New York Times buys them for 7 figures.
Well, I thought that was interesting. Wonder why they want to do that. They're gonna have their own little, money spinner there with that.
Well, they have a game section. They have a game section. Wordle's free right now, so we'll see how long that lasts with the New York Times. But yeah, they said it's their intent to build up a game section. I pay $30 a year to play their Sudoku and the spelling bee and the crosswords and a couple other games.
Through the New York Times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Can be done. They're good games, actually. They're nice, simple games. Not too tough, not too easy.
Well, there you go. Now it's official.
It
New
is
York
now
Times
official.
game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But what I was really going to say, I've done some fact checking on last week's story, the episode where we read the short story written by Holly, if you recall. Well, of course you have to recall. You were there.
That was a good. That was a great
good story. We got some good feedback on it already. It just posted this morning, and already got a couple people said, "Hey, love the story." So that's good. So we're going to do more of that. Listening to ourselves this morning for the first time, because I really never listen to these straight through until they get posted. I said that Holly is very graceful in giving us information. I didn't mean she was graceful. I meant to say she was gracious. Now, I'm sure she's probably graceful as well, but if anybody caught that, before anybody caught that, we're going to get letters from a couple people. So Holly,
so she was both graceful and gracious.
Gracious. She was especially gracious, and I'm sure she's graceful.
Well, the old Bucks have been known to swap the meaning of words around on occasion. I don't know if that's to do with age or what. probably would have did it when I was 12, but epitaph and eulogy. I mean,
epithet.
What's the difference? What's the difference between those two words?
He hurled epitaphs at me.
Yeah. So anyhow, well, I'm glad you clarified that. It was nice. The little bit I saw she had written to you.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. Nice. It's always nice to talk to the author. I wouldn't pester all the authors, but they're really interesting people when you think, boy, how did they do that? I wish I could write like that. So,
by the way, yeah, speaking of talking to the authors, we did get a letter from Joey Bishop, and he asked if you had heard back from Elon Musk yet.
I haven't, but he's constantly in the news, so he might write back and say, thank you for your inquiry, but no, I'm not sending you to Mars. So.
Yeah, well,
my wife would like to send me to Mars sometimes, but he said, let's see if he replies. I mean, he's got a pretty big network, and there was just one little letter, handwritten letter. So we'll see. We'll
see. All right. So we're holding out. We're holding out that Elon's going to show up here, or if he doesn't show up, at least give you a ticket to that first trip to Mars.
Well, I support him. I think he's pretty creative. So we'll see. I have a follow up on my belt story.
Oh, tell us about you have
those who hadn't listened before, things we learned the hard way. And I have a funny story about that too. The things we learned the hard way as I lost some weight, thought my belt was too long, cut the end off, and I thought it looked just right. And of course, I gained all the weight back.
You got fat again.
Yeah. Then it was, so I ran out of lips. So the end result of my learning the hard way is I ended up buying another belt.
You bought another belt,
which could be adjusted, by the way. It has you could actually cut it to the length you want before you settle on it. So I settled on about a 44.
Wow, you're planning here. You're planning ahead.
Yeah, so that I can I'll have plenty of little loops to get
into.
Know,
with this video we're doing now on YouTube, buddy, you're going to have to look your best. I'm just saying.
Well, that's true. That's true. But we've got our pickleball outfits that we usually wear.
Yes, I thought we looked striking in our.
I thought we did
red
too.
And gray.
And when we go out together, people always find that to be very interesting when we take our jackets off.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that time?
I do remember that time. Actually, I have a clothing story to go along with that.
Okay.
I recently ordered some synthetic fiber T-shirts and sleeveless kind of tank tops, basically to wear under my cycling jersey if I need a couple more degrees of warmth. So they came the other day. I was trying them on, and I put one of these sleeveless tank top things on. My wife's nearby, and I said, "Hey, how do I look?" And she goes, "It's okay to wear it in the house, but don't ever go outside wearing that thing." So I don't know what.
So this has a big neck hole or something. Is that what you're implying?
I'm sagging in the wrong places. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I see.
I don't look like one of the Chippendales in it. That's for sure.
Shaking my head now to clear my mind of that thought.
Blink it away.
Yeah.
And,
well, we won't let you go outside just wearing that. Certainly. There you go.
The other thought that came to me when you're talking about doing things the hard way, I learned the hard way again.
Another hard way story.
Another
there you go.
Hard way story.
Those are forever stories. You can't run out of.
Oh boy, this is the endless book here. We've got a pantry here in the kitchen. I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not. And it's deep. It's 2 feet deep, and it's tough to find. You don't know once you put something in the back of one of these shelves, you have no idea what's back there.
Yeah, it's gone forever.
I just
put
found
it in Tupperware and forget about it.
I just found some popcorn in the back there that expired like a month ago or 6 months ago. Not 6 months. Yeah. So my wife said, "Well, why don't you make those pull-out shelves?" So yeah, it's a good idea. So just 3 shelves, and I ordered the slides to mount on the side, the rollers and all that sort of thing. I put the slides on the first first proposed shelf, and I took the shelf out. I cut it down to size so it would fit in the rollers. And guess what? The pantry is 1/4 inch or so wider at the back than it is at the front.
So you needed a tapered.
So it runs off the track. So it runs off the track. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Well, you need to shim it up, right?
Yep.
Now, the easy way would have been get in the car. There's a Home Depot, a mile from here?
There you go.
Mile max, okay? I could have gone to Home Depot, bought a pack of shims for $2. But no, I had to do it the hard way. So I got these, I'm splintering miscellaneous pieces of plywood and, heavy, thick paper and folding up index cards and
anything to gain the space that you're lacking in the back.
Anything to take up 16 times as much time as it would have been to go to Home Depot.
And I'm picturing you reaching in, twisting and turning, reaching into the back of the shelf to work on it.
Oh boy, did that hurt too the next day. Jesus, that's crazy. So after 2 shelves, I said, okay, enough of that. And I went to Home Depot, got the shims. Like the first 2 shelves must have taken hours each. Okay, and the last one was in, and boom, 20 minutes, done.
Just put the screws in, shimmed it out till it's
shimmed it up, zip, done.
And then filled it up with. There you go. Another good household project. Done
Learned the hard way. Yeah.
Just don't want to get in the car and drive all the way 1 mile to get that one thing where you think you could just save it. Save getting in the car to drive.
Here's the other thing. I probably pass that Home Depot 4 times a week at least.
Yeah.
Going somewhere else, but no.
Well, soon you'll have accumulated everything you could possibly want inside your garage, and then those projects will be over, and you won't need
and
any
then
of
I
it.
won't need any of that stuff. And I was like, what do I do with all this stuff here? Yeah.
Hey, let me throw this at you.
Throw it at me. Throw it at me.
Do you know what hydrogen peroxide is?
I do. H2O2, yeah.
Okay, what is it? What is it primary for? It's an antiseptic, isn't it?
It's an antiseptic, yeah.
Okay, so you can pour. I think I poured it onto a wound.
I think you can use it for rocket fuel too. I'm not sure.
Well,
but it's definitely an antiseptic, yeah.
Okay, so but I heard you could actually gargle with this stuff, or you could brush your teeth with it.
You can, yeah. You got to be careful because it's pretty potent.
Okay, this is a learn.
Oh, another hard way, huh?
No, but this is a friend or a fellow that we talked about. Remember a long time ago I mentioned Dr. Gustav, Gus.
Gus, yes,
Okay.
Gus, yeah.
So the other night, the ambulance pulls into the neighborhood, and the lights are flashing. And I said, "Whoa," because there's a certain amount of noise associated with that. In case anybody hasn't had an ambulance next to them lately. So I see all the boys jump out of the truck, and they're running towards Dr. Gus's house. And I said, "Oh no," because he's 90. I think he's 93 now. He admits to be 90, but I think he's about 93. I said, "Oh no." So I waited patiently for them to leave, and they did not take him with them. They left empty-handed.
Well, that's a good thing.
Good thing. So the next day, I said, hey Gus. And he walks over, and I said, you had some visitors last night. He said, yeah. He said, I was gargling with a little hydrogen peroxide. And he said, and I swallowed a little bit of it. And he said, I got really scared when I called 911. And then I said, oh. And they said, listen, this is not going to kill you, but you are going to get a little bit upset stomach and probably throw up. And Gus said, and I said, did that happen? He said, yes, it did happen.
Yes, it did.
and I said, hey, Gus, I said, I guess you learned that the hard way.
The hard way.
And he says, yeah, I'll never do that again.
Never do that again.
So warning all you good listeners, it doesn't stop because you think you learned everything. You
get into your 90s, you're still doing stuff the hard way.
To learn the hard way.
That might be.
I know that worked out good. I'm glad.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's a particularly male trait, though. I don't know what it is, so we've got to do it the hard way.
Got to learn the hard way. So
yeah. Don't need any who needs an instruction book to put this thing on?
Only read that as the last resort.
Only the wimps do that. Come on. Oh, hey, listen. Speaking of the hard way, you recall my Samsung ice maker story of several episodes back, and I fixed it, and before it started working, I actually ordered another ice maker, and the minute it came in, the old one started working again. So I felt silly but happy, and then in 2 days it stopped working again.
Oh,
all right. So I was going to bite the bullet here and do the replacement. Put my replacement
spare ice maker in.
Spare ice maker guts in it. Yeah, but I got to pull the refrigerator way out. It's in a corner.
I know. I've seen that.
You've seen. That's right. You've seen it.
I've seen it. I said, why don't you just remember? I said to you, why don't you just reach in and do that? And you said you can't reach in and do that.
Can't reach in.
So you move this all out of here and do this.
You can't open the door.
Then I shut up.
So I started studying all these videos on YouTube about how you take these bolts out. You can't defrost it too fast. You can't do this. You can't use a hair dryer, blah, blah, blah. So there was one more video. I thought, well, let me see what this guy has to say. He said, you've probably watched all these videos about how to hack the ice maker. He said, you don't have to do that. He said, all you have to do is call Samsung at this number, and he gave a number. He said, they'll replace it. He said they know they have a problem. They've engineered a fix, and they will replace it at no charge. I thought, damn. So
you mean through an agent or something like that?
Yeah. So I called Samsung, and they said, well, they gave me, you need the serial number. So I rattled off the serial number and the model number, and he said, well, yeah, the refrigerator is actually out of warranty, but the ice maker isn't. He said, the ice maker's still in warranty. So the guy was right. And I said, so what happens? He says, well, we'll send somebody out to replace the ice maker, free of charge. So there it is. Now this hasn't happened yet, but I got scheduled. So a local repair service called me. We set a date. It's going to be in another week or so, and we'll see what happens. But
so will they use your spare ice maker device?
no,
or
well,
you think they'll come
the
with
good
their
news,
own?
bad news. No, the guy's he's gonna bring an ice maker. He said they've changed the design on it, so it doesn't happen anymore. So I've got the old design, all right. So I've got a backup that's not good, but if this works, if I get a free fix here under warranty, that'd be great.
That's
So,
an interesting.
that's just a heads up to any Samsung ice maker owners out there.
An interesting amount of effort, and it turns out that if you'd known that from the start,
Yes,
you could have saved yourself a lot of
too
lot of
bad I
work.
didn't see that right away. Yeah, and it was just, it's like, okay, I've watched 3. Let me click on this guy here, and son of a gun, he said, don't do that stuff. Just call Samsung. So
Well, there you go.
maybe this
So
will
let
be
everybody know. That's a good
maybe
public
this
service
will end up being
announcement.
the easy way. This is a public
Yeah.
service announcement. Absolutely. So what else is new and different in your life here? Well, this decaf's it's starting to cool off here, but we still got some slurping time.
Well, it was kind of a nice day today, and I was moving around the hood in my usual antics. We were trying to fix a United States post box. Well, it's not a United States post office. It's just a postal box that's put into a wall. It was like embedded into a wall.
Somebody's
Like in a
somebody's mailbox. You're talking about?
It's like
mailbox?
a bunch of mailbox for a bunch of villas or
Oh,
something.
okay,
like that.
yeah. It's
Okay,
like
so they're in the wall.
like
Well,
a gang
Yeah,
of boxes. Yeah.
you can pick a gang of boxes, and if you needed to do something with them, you can't open them. Nobody can open them except the postman. And so
Oh, the one where they put the mail in, you mean?
Right.
Okay, with the locks. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. We've
So
got that.
where they open like the whole door and put all the
Yep.
mail in, then they slam
Yep.
the doors. So you have to wait for them. So we were waiting. I was waiting most of the day for the mailman to come by so he could open it and I could determine, what we could do with it. Other than that, it was a relatively slow day for the old retired guy.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
So, hey, you said you were going to the dentist the other day.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that work out?
Hey, I think everybody can relate to that. Everybody has a favorite dentist, right? I mean, you find your own dentist, you get a referral from a friend, you stumble on one. Mostly it's a referral. I think it's almost all word of mouth.
Yeah.
So you say, hey, my guy's good. And you say, okay, I need one. So finding a dentist and then finding one you like or you can afford, you latch onto that dentist and you hold on. And I've always attempted to find a nice, small, quaint dental office, reasonably staffed, but not so big that it's not like a production line.
Not a factory. Yeah.
Not a factory. I guess on 2 occasions in my life, of course, that's over a period of 10 years. You find one and then you start out and he makes his first $1 million off of your teeth.
Yeah.
So after that, the office gets bigger, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then after you've already got that much money in your mouth, you say, I'm not going back because I can't afford to go back anymore because
Yeah.
the prices go up. You know what I mean? It's like you used to get a crown for $600, but now they're almost $2,000 a crown, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And so there's only, I guess, every person's mouth must have a monetary equivalent. Think about that. You know what I mean? You got 32 teeth, crown each one of them, multiply that times 2,000 or whatever. So there's maybe let's say 35,000 worth of dental work anybody could put into their mouth in a blink of an eye. So I didn't have any issues, but I needed to find a dentist because as I get older, things are starting to wear out.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking and looking. So I discovered while we were in Sarasota, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
The
discovered a
ill-fated
little,
Sarasota trip. Yeah.
yeah, a little dental office that was just a nice operation, very pleasant, a lot of waiting room humor, which I like. And uh, turns out the boys from Ohio. It's called Buckeye Dental,
Buckeye.
and I would recommend that if anybody's in passing through
If
Sarasota,
anybody's passing through Sarasota like you were. Yeah.
like we were doing Sarasota,
Uh-huh.
uh, to check that out. I mean, I don't usually shout out for businesses, but I was pleasantly surprised that it was a great little dental shop. So we'll see.
Well, good. So the YouTubers will be seeing your gleaming smiles here as we proceed down the YouTube road here.
Hey, for about another 6,000, my smile will be absolutely beautiful.
It'll be
I mean,
beautiful.
just, you know, I think anybody knows what I'm talking about. If you want to get those top 5,
Yeah, you want those to be the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my soul! Just get your wallet out, boy.
The ones in the back. Yeah,
Nice and shiny.
leave those old mercury fillings in back there. Nobody
Yeah,
sees those.
Nobody sees that stuff. So anyhow, that's my dental story.
Okay. Well, clearly,
So-
we're we're running out of meaningful things to say to each other. But hey, by the way, the
That's usually when we say goodbye. Is what
yeah, but I just wanted to point out here. I just saw this, the Webb telescope, the telescope that was just launched recently. I've made a note here that it has reached its destination, the L2 Lagrange point, which is 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. So I guess in a couple.
And you're
weeks,
following this?
I'm assuming everybody's following this. Come
No,
on.
I was wondering
This
if
is
it
a
even
big
opened
deal.
up.
Well,
Did it even open?
it's opened up. It did open up. I think it's going to be another couple weeks before they actually do the first experiments, because they've got to run through all these tests and make sure all these systems are working before they start taking pictures.
Is that beyond the moon?
Slightly beyond the moon, yeah.
Beyond Mars?
It's 1.5 million kilometers. For you people that talk in miles, let's see, that'd be 900,000
Is it out past Saturn?
miles compared to the moon at 239,000 miles away.
Well, I'm trying to picture how far that is. When you look up in the sky, it's hard to tell.
You caught me here. Now take Mars, where you're headed is 200 million miles away for comparison.
Because it's only flown for 6 months, right? It's only flown for 6 months, so
less
you can
than
get
that, I think.
okay. Elon can send you to Mars for 7 months, so it's got to be not quite that far out.
So
So,
it's-
somewhere beyond Mars or out
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah, I apologize for not knowing what the L2 Lagrange point is. But, I'll make it up to you the next
Next
episode.
time we're together, you
I'll come
point
with a
up
full
in the
report.
sky.
Yeah, it's up
So
there.
you see that black spot out there
Yeah.
between those two shiny spots? That's where it's at. So,
Yeah.
well, let's hope that they get to see everything they wanted to see. Maybe they'll see a sign, and somebody be holding up a sign back there and say, "Help! I'm stranded on this planet.
Oh man.
Send help."
Okay, you know what that does mean?
Uh-oh.
That means it is time to go.
It's
I
time to
think
go.
the coffee's it's cold decaf. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah.
cold
Well,
coffee.
all right then. No, I concur. So this is old Buck Dell saying thanks everybody for listening. It's been fun. Bye.
And this is Old Buck Dave right behind him saying the same thing. Take care, everybody. See you next time around. Bye-bye.